Hello everyone, this is the Great Pumpkin speaking, and welcome to this new video of Final Fantasy XIV, Shadowbringers. So, while I was off screen, I've managed to get my Black Mage up to level 80, which means we now have access to this guy, Serig, which will allow us to do the range magical DPS quest. So let's do this. Follow pursuit. Serig is eyeing you inquisitively. Let me guess, you're standing in front of Serig, bounty hunter Nonpareil, because you've a mind to aid me in felling the dread Phronesis. Do I have the right of it, or do I have the right of it? Rather full of himself, is he? Ron, what's his? You have the right of it. Willing to throw caution to the wind and strike off to do battle with an indomitable foe, eh? Why, I've got a feeling the two of us will get along just fine. Allow me to elaborate. Phronesis isn't just your run-of-the-mill stray sin-eater. He's one of the nastiest the realm has seen, formed from the remains of one of those goddamn warriors of light. There are 4 of them, all told, crawled up from the bowels of the deepest hell, after being buried for nigh on a century, if the tales are true. People have come to call them the cardinal virtues. Before he was transformed into Sin-Eater, Phronesis was none other than Archmagus Nielbert, whose baleful magics were feared the realm over. Though it's only been a few short years since he first showed up in Amarang, he's already preyed on far too many innocents with his foul sorcery. Not keen on seeing their trade routes disrupted, the local merchants have placed a healthy bounty on his head. Of course, I'd like nothing more than to fell the fiend single-handed and claim the entire bounty for myself. Unfortunately, circumstances have dictated that I recruit a companion. That's where you come in. Provided that you can prove to me that you possess the rather, specialized set of skills that I require, I promise I'll make it worth your while. Not a bad offer, wouldn't you say? If you fancy yourself up to the task, come find me in Amarang. I mean to set off for there shortly. Well, ain't that nice? So, given that this is my second class actually reaching level 80, I feel that there's something that I should mention here. Namely, that you can get access to more gear from Grenelt if you actually finish those before... if you finish those by the time you've reached that level, basically. So... the reason for this is that once I reached level 80, I didn't have a particularly good weapon, and finding level 81s was a little difficult. So I ended up spending around 200k of gills in order to get that fancy staff I've got on me. But as it turns out, I could have just done that quest and get myself a half-decent one. So, you know, something to keep in mind. You can also run Eden and whatnot, but, you know, I didn't have any on hand, so... something to consider. Right now I'm a little bummed because before I actually started recording this, I was doing one of the main quests for the Pixie Beast tribe and unfortunately realized that I wasn't recording at all. And since I can't turn back, well, I'm afraid that project is gonna fall to the wayside, which is unfortunate. Oh well, so you came. It's good to see someone who isn't all talk. As fortune would have it, another Sin-Eater, far less imposing specimen than Phronesis, of course, has been sighted just to the west of here. Prove to me you have the skill to back up your words, and we'll talk further. If we must. Disclaimer here, I haven't soloed so much as a Black Mage, so I have absolutely no idea what to do, really. The Sin-Eater isn't far from here. I can feel it. Track it down, and let's see what you're capable of. If we must. Probably not good for much, really. Now then, forgiven cowardice. almost level 70, so this should be fairly easy. It's nice to be able to play something else than White Mage, though. Fortunately, DPS queues still take forever. And it's dead. Good show, friend. I wasn't sure what to expect from you, but seeing you in battle has left me with little doubt. Seems I found myself a formidable ally. And so I'll extend the offer in earnest. Help me hunt down Phronesis, and we'll split the bounty down the middle. Well, what do you say? That's the spirit. Now there's more you should know before we proceed. Come with me to Mordsuk, my base of operations, and I'll fill you in on the details. I'll of course be working on unlocking the 2 other ones, although that might take a while. Figure I can probably get Warrior to a high level fairly quickly, as might be the case for Machinist. As for the melee DPS, well, I'm not so sure. If anything, it is possible that this one is merged and there is no, No, I'm talking nonsense, am I? Anywho. Welcome to Mordsuk, friend. As you can see, it's a bustling trading post frequented by merchants from across the realm. Lest it was, before Phronesis showed up and started preying on unwitting travelers. Hence the bounty, you see. The lucrative reward has attracted the attention of one capable bounty hunter after the next, yet the fiend still roams free. You can probably imagine why. Those few who have seen Phronesis and returned to tell the tale speak of the great horrors they witnessed, cavernous black holes materializing out of thin air, swallowing everything around them into the abyss. People have taken to calling them the Hollows. Rumor has it that one barely has time to lay eyes on Phronesis before he summons forth the Hollows, which proceeds to consume everything in sight. And I do mean everything. Just the other day, an entire caravan was devoured by the Hollows, leaving only nothingness behind. Mages have postulated that these holes are literally tears in the fabric of our reality, gateways to other worlds, to put it another way. At any rate, suffice to say that the next men to come back from the void will be the first. And yet there's something odd about it all. Witnesses say that Phronesis doesn't seem to go out of his way to prey on people or settlements. He simply shambles across the waste, summoning hollows one after the next, and the destruction follows as a matter of course. Needless to say, drawing too near to the fiend is tantamount to suicide. Even attacks from afar have been all but futile, as Phronesis simply summons the hollows to consume every incoming arrow. With every conceivable means of attack foiled, even the most savvy bounty hunters have all but thrown up their hands, even though the bounty now stands at some 9 or 10-fold the original amount. I'm of a different mind, however. The way I see it, if only there were a way to neutralize the hollows, we'd more than stand a chance against Phronesis himself. This is why I require your services. Your easy triumph over the Sin Eater spoke clear. You're a mage of no common skill. If anyone has the arcane knowledge and aptitude to help me figure out a way to defend against the Hollows, it's you. Right. Don't worry, I fully intend to shoulder my share of the burden, and so I plan to gather all the information we need before asking you to put yourself in harm's way. And with that, I'd best get to work. Once I've formulated a proper plan of attack, we'll talk again. Until then, I suggest you continue to own your casting skills. The battle that awaits us will not be an easy one. So that pretty much confirmed what I was expecting and tried to say earlier, in that the difference is between magical and physical DPS. So I'm assuming that Dragoon and Bards would pretty much be shoehorned into the same quest. A voice from the void. Serig has made a breakthrough of sorts. Ah, there you are, and your timing couldn't be better. As luck would have it, a little bird told me that Phronesis was sighted in the vicinity not long ago. Don't you worry, I have no intention of rushing in like a fool. My plan is to shadow the Sin Eater from afar, that we might observe the hollows with our own eyes, and formulate a suitable plan of attack. To that end, I procured the mannequin here from a merchant acquaintance of mine at the Crystarium. By setting it on Phronesis' trail, I mean to gauge just how wide a berth we must keep from the fiend, so as to not be sucked up into the void. Shed no tears for the little fellow, friend. His sacrifice will be the key to our success. And yet, as you can see, he's not quite in the best state of repair. Pray lend me a hand in procuring what we need to get him back on his feet. You're a lifesaver, friend. I just spotted a nasty-looking sand-skinned Sibylle lurking about to the east of here. And I do believe one of their tendons should serve well to put some spring back into the little fellow's steps. Snag one for me, and I'll see to the repairs. Keep speaking of a mannequin, but they didn't actually bother putting one there. Not like it was hard. Well, no matter. We need a specific one. Apparently the other ones weren't good enough. Alright. I see how it is. I figure that thing is weak enough that I don't have to bother with ice spells, as I normally would. God damn it. Messing up in Oaken is pretty much the only thing you don't want to do as Black Mage. Unfortunate. Oh, Ifrit's pony. Sweet. Guess I care too for looking at her horse's ass, though. Eh. Any luck finding that tendon? For my part, I've acquired something that should serve as a makeshift gear. Cost me an arm and leg, but hey, if it helps us claim that bounty in the end, it'll be more than worth it. Perfect. Yes, I reckon that this is durable and elastic enough to replace the mannequin's snap drive belt. I'll fetch my toolbox and get started straight away. In the meantime, why don't you scout us a suitable lookout point? Phronesis was last sighted just southeast of the town. Try to find us a spot on higher ground, out of sight from the main thoroughfare. Very well. Since I'll be the one doing the old job. Not sure running around on a giant manta is advisable here. This place is probably pretty dry. Need to put a little mustard on it, you know? Sounds about right. Can make as much noise as we want because of those adamantoids. Huh. Fancy himself a machinist, does he? Oh there, friend. As you can see, our clockwork friend is back in tip-top shape. And since it appears you've found us the perfect lookout spot, why don't we get down to work? I'll kindle the lost fire. We might be here for a while. Very well. Probably gonna get cold, seeing as it's getting dark. Well, I'll be. There's the bastard. Strange thing he has on his head. Look closely now, and hold your gaze. You must witness the sheer horror with your own two eyes. No, we mustn't send out the mannequin too soon. If Phronesis sees it, he may very well blast it to bits before it has the chance to investigate the hollows. Scary. Much more than a white mage lady at very least. And there he goes. I'll send the mannequin in to trail him. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. Oh my. That sounds unpleasant. Just as I expected, gone without trace, shed no tears for our little friend. Through his sacrifice, we now know just how much distance we must keep from the hollows to avoid being sucked into the void. Now it's our turn. Let's edge a bit closer and see what we can observe. Mind you, take care not to wander too close, lest you fancy a vacation to a dark, shadowy abyss. It's as if a shadowy whirlwind rages inside, ready to suck anything and everything into the void. I've seen many a horrific sight in my day, but this sends a shiver up the spine. Let me out, it's so dark in here. Boy's voice. Why the pale face, friend? You look as if you've seen a ghost. There's a child in there. Voice, you say? From inside the hollow? But that's impossible. Is anyone out there? Please help me. Help me get out of here. Over here! Was that a voice? Is someone out there? If you can hear me, please, you must help me. I can't see anything. No road, no trees, not even an ether current to follow. Which way do I go? How do I get out of this place? His voice. What in the God's name is it saying? Voice of a boy, you say? Claims he's lost inside, with no ether current to follow. Sounds like he's adrift in the flow. Not unlike what would happen if an etherite to which one was teleporting was destroyed in mid-journey. Wait a minute. What if there were some way you could channel your ether into the void? Might that not allow your etheric form to serve as a beacon of sorts to guide the child back to us? Of course, not that I know how we'd go about that. Apparently I do. You reckon you could do just that? I won't even think of asking how. Do your damnedest. Wicked White, I knew you were no ordinary sinner, but even still, you find ways to surprise me. Oh my. Small elven boy. Where? Where am I? Well, I'll be damned. There was a child inside. Our little expedition has left us with more questions than answers, eh? But for now, this boy needs our care. Let us carry him back to Mordsuk and find him a warm bed and some nourishment. It's rather nice for a bounty hunter. Well then, let's go see what's what. The boy is resting now. He is weak, but not wounded, at least as far as I can tell. Needless to say, his presence raises questions. Are there others trapped on the other side of the hollows? If so, might they also be returned to our world alive? There is much we must ask him when he wakes. On another subject, this might be an odd question, but have you ever looked after a child before? What do you think? Yeah, that's makes two of us. Bounty hunters like me don't get much opportunity for babysitting. Still, until we can track down the boy's parents, I suppose I have little choice but to look after him myself. I suppose the first order of the day should be to get some food in his belly. He does look terribly pale, after all. Methinks I'll go hunting for some meat. No, perhaps I should take him to a physician first. After all, he may be suffering from some ailment inscrutable to the eye. Or maybe I should... Damn it all, I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Yeah, you and every parent in history. Serig wears a flustered expression on his face, echoes of the past. Ah, there you are. You'll be happy to know that the boy is awake, and seems to be no worse for the wear. Physically speaking, at least. There's just one rub, you see. He has no recollection of where he came from, or just how he managed to get swallowed up in the void. In fact, other than his own name, Tainer, he can't remember much of anything at all. He seems a good lad, mind you. He's my Alpha-R's cooking with a smile and nary a word of complaint. Yet I reckon he's hurting inside, and badly. We must reunite him with his parents with all due speed. I suggested that he go for a stroll around Mordsuk, in the hope that the sights might help jog his memories. He can't have wandered far. Why don't you go check up on him? Very well. So basically we're playing house. I see how it is. Well, he wasn't very far now, was he? I realize this is something of a detour, but I simply can't leave a poor amnesiac orphan to fend for himself. Now can we? Let's find the boy a safe home as soon as we can. Do not tell me. You are the one who rescued me from the flow, yes? I feel from you the same warmth that reached out to me when I was adrift in the ether. Sure. Well, I'll be damned. The boy is a sharp one. And that's not the least of it. The carer who examined him said they could feel great power welling up from within him. Despite his young age, Tainer here seems to possess a remarkable command of the magical arts. Perhaps I do, and yet I cannot say. Try as I might, I can recall nothing of who I am, or where I am from, only the darkness. No need for apologies, boy. You did well to just make it back to us. Speaking of which, can you remember anything at all of what you felt when you were adrift in the void? That I remember, or at least I think I do, I recall a vague sensation of someone passing alongside me. Indeed, I believe this is what roused me from my slumber. If the hollows truly are a gate between worlds, that would mean that someone recently traveled from ours to another, or from another to ours. But that's not possible. Or is it? You'd be surprised. You know something I don't, friend? Worry not, I won't pry for details. Ah well, no sense raking our brains over matters beyond our comprehension. Let's concentrate on what we can do, namely finding the boy here home. No doubt his memories will come back to him in due time. You'll truly do that? For me? But the two of you have already saved my life. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. It's no burden at all. Besides, if we can figure out just who you are and where you came from, it just might lead us to the answers we seek. Now, let's consider the options. One possibility is that you are an orphan, all alone in this world, with not a soul to care for or look after you. And yet, this seems unlikely. Yes, the mystical powers you possess say otherwise. If you are truly as skilled in magic as they say, then it stands to reason that someone trained you in the art. Whose this master of yours is, and whether you are of their blood or simply received their tutelage, this I cannot say, but either way, I'm certain they're worried sick about you. If that is truly is so, I would very much like to meet this person too. That settles it then. Let's get down to business. I took the liberty of inquiring around Lord Sook and the Crystarium. Unfortunately, there have been no reports of missing person matching Tainer's description. Which means that we have no choice but to take our search elsewhere. I know of a merchant in town whose travels often takes him far afield. Let us have a talk with him, and see if he's heard any helpful rumors. Oh, lovely. A friggin' mount. Impressive how Tainer's managed to keep himself together, eh? The boy's mature beyond his years, no doubt. Two of you are far too kind. I cannot thank you enough. Savvy merchant. Rumors of a missing boy, you say? Funny that you ask. It's a long shot, I reckon, but I overheard something the other day that might be of use. On my way to Lord Sook, I stopped over at the inn at Journey's Head. There, I met an ailing mage. As the carers told it, he'd been ambushed by a sin-eater and was separated from his child in the battle. Bloody hells. Could it be? If the sin-eater that attacked the poor man was Phronesis, that would explain everything. This man you speak of, he could be my father? I must go to him at once. Agreed. I only hope that the man is... No, there is no point in presuming the worst. Let us make for the inn and see what the carers there can tell us. Well, that doesn't look good. Well, that was easy. Concerned carer. Oh there! I heard there's a mage in your care who's lost his boy. Well, I do believe we have him right here. I fear there must be some mistake. The boy in question has already been found. This is him right here. What? So it wasn't my father after all. This boy with you, he too has been separated from his family. Just so. We heard that the man here was looking for his son, and we just hoped. Alas, it seems it wasn't meant to be. But there are many people here, yes? Might I ask around and see if any of the others are my family? But of course, yet many of the people here are quite ill, and in many cases in considerable pain. It is not a place for a young child to walk around unattended. Indeed, it's not, because that means either myself or Hard here should accompany him. I'll go with him. The walk might help me, take my mind off things. Not a bad idea. If the lad doesn't mind, I reckon Tainer would rather be with someone of his own age. Make his mind off things. Speaking of which, how is the boy's father holding up? I fear the poor man has already departed on his journey. He is a man no longer. The child insisted upon staying by his father's side until the last. I permitted this out of respect for him, though part of me regrets the choice. None so young should suffer such horrors. It was some small solace to learn that he has living relatives who resides at the Crystarium. In fact, I was just making preparations to escort him there myself. I see. Reckon we should also find someone to look after Tainer as well. Don't get me wrong, friend. I haven't given up on the prospect of finding the boy's family, but we have no other leads, and the deadly Sin Eater is still on the loose. If the lads tag along with us every step of the way, he's far more likely to end up dead or worse than to ever reunite with his family. Here's what I propose. We find someone to watch after Tainer for the time being, get back on the hunt, and gather whatever clues we can about his origins along the way. Is there not more we can do? I too wish there was more we could do for the lad, but think of it this way. If we don't do something about that damned Sin Eater, who knows how many poor children will end up like Tainer. Look, I don't like this any more than you do, but it's best we can do for the boy given our circumstances. At any rate, let's find him and share the news. Don't worry, it's my decision, and I intend to take responsibility for it. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Bad news, friend. It seems the two young ones got into a quarrel of sorts, and Tainer's up and run away. Seems the lad mentioned how he'd come out from one of the hollows. The other boy put two and two together, and figured he'd been attacked by a Sin Eater. Then I said, my dad was attacked by a Sin Eater, and then he turned into one himself. So I asked, what if you turned into a Sin Eater too? Tainer's face went all white. He kept saying, what do you mean? What do you mean? Over and over and over again. I couldn't take it anymore. Before I knew it, I was shouting at him. Shut up! Just shut up! I bet you're turning into a Sin Eater already! Why? Why did I say such a mean and nasty thing? Don't be so hard on yourself, lad. Both of you have had a rough to go of it these past few days. Nobody could blame either one of you for feeling a bit on edge. But we must hurry and find Tainer before it comes to harm. Let's split up. I'll search to the west and you take to the east. And be careful out there. I've kinda got a feeling of what's coming up. My guess is that we're gonna run into Phronesis. Or not. Well then. Alright. Let's try this out. Let's use the good old triple flare here. Convert and the last one. You could go into quadruple flare if you had a potion, but well, I don't have one. Well, boy. When I heard the clamor of battle, I feared the worst, but I see that you have everything under control. Are you okay, lad? Forgive me, I don't deserve this kindness. I was just so scared. I was worried about what would become of me if I never recovered my memories, and then I started thinking, what if I ended up like that boy's father? What if it's already happening to me? That's one matter you need to worry yourself with. The carrier who examined you told me as much. You suffer no direct wounds. You're in no more danger of turning into a sin eater than hard or meat. Is that so? That's good to hear, but I must apologize to that boy. I should have known better than to badger him about such things, especially after what happened to his father. Funny thing that, he was saying the same thing about you. You both have good hearts, lad, and you've been through more than any man should. There's no need to be ashamed about your feelings. There is still so much I do not understand about this world. Why does no one here know of me? Am I doomed to be alone for the rest of my days? Why? Why must it be that way? Only I could remember something, anything. I'm sick of not knowing who I am. I'm sick of being alone. Oh my. Echo time. Now it's your turn, Tainer, and do not be disheartened by your last attempt. Even the greatest of mages have known failure. Mage Headmaster. Right, boy. Your command of magic is equal to my own. If I can succeed, there is no reason why you cannot. Free your mind of worry and focus. Thank you, Neilbert. I shall try my best. Oh, plot twist. As it turns out, Phronesis is actually that other boy. Starting to see where this is gonna turn out. In fact, has no parents because his parents are long dead. Wicked White, are you alright, Hard? I remember now. I was standing here on these blighted plains. My head hung low in shame. Then Neilbert turned to me with a smile and heartening words. Neilbert. Why does the name sound so familiar? I reckon we've much to discuss, but not in this godforsaken place. Let's head back to the inn and see if we can get to the bottom of this. That's new. We're now 2 gauge to use Foul and Xenoglossy. Sweet. Haven't tried Xenoglossy yet. Looking forward to it. I do hope you'll forgive me. We have much to discuss, but first we should let the 2 boys make their peace. Tainer, are you right? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said those nasty things. Forgive me for reacting as I did. I'm fine. In fact, I seem to have recovered some of my memories. Really? That's wonderful. Maybe you won't feel so scared and alone anymore. I'm leaving to go live in a Crystarium with my relatives. Promise me you'll come visit. I mean, after you get your memories back and all, of course. It's a promise. Until next time, my friend. Bye-bye. I knew that the two of you would work things out. Now, let us return to Mortsuk. We have more than our share of questions that need answering. Well then, back to Mortsuk. Got too many of those. Need to clean up or level squish or something. I cannot help but feel I also made a promise to that boy in my memories. Neilbert, was it? As I saw it, first you fainted all of a sudden. When you came to, a portion of Tainer's memories had returned. What in the world happened out there? Power to look into the past, eh? And you're certain that what Ard may describe matched up with your recollection of the past? I don't know how to break this to you, lad, but your friend Neilbert that was with you that day, he's no ordinary boy. He's none other than the very man who became Phronesis, one of those goddamn warriors of light. If he was just a young child in your memories, that means that what you saw took place over 100 years ago. Would that it were just a coincidence, another boy with the same name, but no, judging from the formidable command of magic, we can only assume it was him. On the way back, I managed to recall some more about Neilbert and myself. We were taken in by a group of mages, a consortium of sorts. They were searching for a means to open a hole to another world, and were recruiting young children with high magical aptitude for the task. Neilbert and myself were the two they chose. You can't be serious, and yet that would explain the Sin Eater's ability to summon those damned hollows. And if you possess the same knowledge and training as Neilbert did, it could explain why you were able to survive in there all that time. But what I don't understand is, why haven't you aged at all? I cannot say for sure, and yet my memories, they are slowly coming back to me. In time, I may be able to help you find a way to close the hollows. You'd be a lifesaver if you could, but don't overburden yourself. You're still recovering after all. In the meantime, don't worry. Arn and I will see that you're safe. I thought Tainer was just a victim of the Sin Eater. To think that he was actually friends with the man himself, back when he was still a man. This can't be simple coincidence. Yes, I'm convinced of it now. The child holds the key to defeating Phronesis. We must keep him safe, and not let him out of our sight. Besides, look at how hard he's trying to recover his memories. I'm not so heartless as to kick the poor lad aside before he's figured matters out. But we can very well rush things. You and I will continue to prepare for the battle ahead, while waiting for the rest of Tainer's memories to come back to him. Ah, that is to say, if it's alright with you, lad. I'm so sorry. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. Look, lad, I've only known you for a short while, but I can tell you've got a good heart, and a good head on your shoulders. I can only begin to imagine the horrors you've been through, not to mention the fears and uncertainty you face even now. But I want you to promise me this, no more apologies. You're no burden to us, not in the least. You're a valuable member of our band, and as long as you're willing, I want you with us. Isn't that right, Hard? Sure, kid. I'll call you boy. I see. Thank you, Serig. Thank you, Hard. I will aid your quest in whatever way I can. Now that's more like it. We're counting on you, lad. So we're trying to deal with hollows with a small, ginger child. Where have I heard that before? Gilbert's Lament. Serig has good tidings he would share with you. Good news, friend. Tainer here has told me that his memories are starting to come back to him. There's one recollection in particular he says he's eager to discuss with the two of us. Tell us, lad, what is it? As time goes by, memories of my earlier days return to me piece by piece. Gilbert and I were born to members of a great consortium of mages. From our earliest years, we were tutored in the magical arts by some of the realm's greatest scholars. The consortium's leaders sought a way to find a way to open a hole in time and space, a portal to other worlds, from which they could summon forth beasts of great power. Gilbert and I were chosen to participate in the research. So calling in void sense and somewhat. Summoning great beasts from beyond our world. You're a mage, Hard. Is that even possible? Most definitely. Ask summoners. Perhaps he speak of void scent. Void scent? Never heard of them, but I'll take that answer as a yes. Mages come up with the damnedest ideas, eh? And yet I don't understand. Why ever would these use two young boys for such a dangerous experiment? The beasts our masters sought to summon reside in the planes most distant from our own. Reaching across such a great distance requires a tremendous store of innate ethereal power. And so our masters set about to breed the perfect mage. Marriages were arranged to wed the mightiest members of the consortium to one another, in hopes that they might bring forth children of theretofore unheard of magical aptitude. Finally, they succeeded. And so you were born, and Gilbert. Indeed. From even before we could speak, we were taught the complex incantations required to breach boundaries between worlds. We practiced these spells day after day, night after night, for what seemed an eternity. At long last, we were deemed ready to attempt the summoning. Sadly, the experiment ended in failure. The pull from beyond the rift was too strong to resist, and I was sucked into a hollow of my own creation. There I remained trapped, alone in a drift in the empty void, until Hard called me back to this world. Alas, over a century had passed since that fateful day. That's the one thing I still don't understand. If so many years have truly passed, why is it that you have not aged even a whit? I cannot say for certain, but I remember the words of one of my teachers. The rift is not unlike a border between countless worlds, a place that exists beyond time and space. If it is true that the rift exists outside of our concept of time, then it is all too possible that even seconds spent in that empty pocket could correspond to months, years, or decades in our world. And so you've returned to us, just as you were that day, even while over a century has passed for the rest of us. But why didn't Gilbert save you? Shouldn't it have been as simple as opening up another portal to the void where you were trapped? I fear that would be close to impossible. Opening the portal and reaching as far into the rift as we did required all of our energies to be focused in unison. So in losing you, not only did Gilbert lose his friend, he lost his only chance at saving you. Talk about being dealt a rough hand. Fear not, I have good news to share as well. I do believe I've managed to recall the incantations needed to summon and manipulate the hollows. Nice going, boy. Summoning beasts from beyond the rift is far beyond my powers, but I just might be able to seal up the hollow Phronesis, so enjoy summoning. What say you, friends? Shall I give it a try? sure. Oh, now that's music to my ears. But let's not be too hasty. After all, the last time you tried to use this magic, there were some complications, to say the least. Yes, we must take the necessary precautions before confronting Phronesis in earnest. Let us meet outside the village, where Tainer can test out his magic safe from harm. They do love their time travel plot. At least they haven't used it within the actual game proper yet. Or well, does Omega count? I know that was Alexander, what am I saying? No instance battle, is it? About time. Ever wonder what the world looked like in the days before the flood? I suppose we could ask the boy. Well, let's do this. Wicked White, you did it, lad. Sadly, I have not the strength to reach further beyond, nor keep the portal open for more than a few moments. No, I will need further training before I can face. Oh my. Phronesis, where in the hells did that bastard come from? Darn it all. I'm too close. I can feel it pulling me in. No, Neilbert! These are my friends! You mustn't hurt them! Huh. Oh, wonderful. Here's Lamet. This isn't good. The cave-in's completely sealed off the tunnel behind us. We've no recourse but to press on without our companions. You heard her. What will it be? Don't know who the lady elf is. I suppose it falls to us to slay the beast and collect the bounty. Perhaps you and your band would care to take the lead. Yeah, spare me your japes. You've no intention of giving up your prize. Mind you, I too made a promise to my companions, a promise I mean to keep. Silva. Bah, I told you that splitting up was a bad idea. If Brandon and Rendaray were here, the second-rate spellcaster will be no match for us. Now, Silva. Let's not forget who our true foe is here. Lamet, you're certain that if we slay this monstrosity, the cave-ins will cease. According to the miners, the beast was first sighted on the same day the tremors began, its very presence sucking the mountain dry of its ether. We dwarves know these caves as well as we know our own bodies, trust me. And I suppose we'd best make short work of it, before everything comes crashing down. Hey, where do you think you're going? My apologies, I took your ceaseless prattling as an invitation to proceed on my own. Think yourself clever, do ya? You've uncommon confidence to think that you can fell the beast without aid. Answer me this. Why is it you are so intent on claiming the bounty for your own? The bounty? Why indeed? At any rate, unless you've a mind to stand around here until we get all crushed, we'd best be moving on, yes? Finally, something we can agree on, and so I have a proposal. What say we band together until our battle here is won? The tremors grow stronger. No doubt the cave-in is imminent. Let us vanquish the enemy with our combined strength and quit this place before it becomes our tomb. Until the battle is won, then. After that, I go my own way. Loner elf. How cliché. But they've got a warrior, a gladiator, white mage, and a black mage. Interesting. There's one too many tank in this, though. Oh. Your aid is most welcome, Neilbert. Let us make short work of the beast, and take our leave of this place while we still can. Indeed. Well, you go ahead. Oh, you're not gonna, huh? Fine. Be that way, then. I don't know if this works as Black Mage, but I would hope so. Not quite the same, but close enough. How about Roncon's Flare? Yes, very similar. The fact that they all use Roncan magic is actually interesting. I remember Lamid doing it as well. Would seem we're not the only ones stuck in here, eh? I have a bad feeling about this. Stop pretending to be Princess Leia, would you? Now then. Leftmost one is mine, Silva. You take its friend on the right. Consider it done. Have it, you fiend. So that is why we needed 2 tanks, apparently. What's this? It leads deeper within. We really should have asked for a map. Not that it have been much use after all the cave-ins. Oh my, a Troodon. I don't remember seeing beasties like that. Or perhaps I did. I think it's like one of those bosses back in those, it wasn't the Ares. Something in Heaven's Word, I forgot the name. Silva, Neilbert needs your help. Nice. Well, aren't you a big boy? Still think you could have managed on your own, mage? Perhaps. It would have been more of a struggle than I expected. Oh my! It's a freaking Minotaur! That's him! He's the one who drinks of the Mind's Eater. Alright, let's put this oversized bull out to pasture. Silva, Lamet, Nilbert, with me. My magics are yours, for now. Bovian. That's fitting. Dude's got a lot of health. Disorienting Roam. Wonder what Semina anyway. Probably something to make fun of the fact it's a Minotaur. Summons other of its ilk. We should dispatch the small fry quickly. Leave it to me. Yeah, this one looks like trouble. That should do it. Silva! So far, so good. That's a lot of damage stacks. But it doesn't go off more than 3. Another earthquake. This bodes ill. Only playing a Black Mage was that easy, yeah? Okay, in a line. Yeah, that was a close one. Well, that wasn't a great idea. Oh, well, no matter. Take cover behind the rocks. You don't want to bear the full brunt of it. Help? Oh, that's because she's in front of me. Yeah, I figured. Big slam it. Only people would stack for Cure 3 like this. Oh my. And dead. Just like that. That was kinda pointless. I suppose there's the sorry reason for it. That's one big cow face, though. We've done it. Now to find ourselves a way out. The tremors continue. But why? The fiend has been vanquished, and its eater returned to the mountain. We were wrong. No, it was not the creature itself that was causing the quakes. Huh. Ah yes, the crystal courses with nigh inconceivable power, a vast wellspring of ether accumulated over the ages. Yes, the beast was but a hungry creature, drawn here by the stone, as was I. You had no interest in the bounty all along. Stone has been left unchecked for too long. The sheer volume of ether it houses now is so vast and overwhelming it threatens to bring the entire mountain down. For how many years have I searched for it, this precious relic that could afford me the power needed to save my friend? You mean to take the stone from this place? But then, what would happen to the mountain? If the ether is not returned to the earth, it is but a matter of time until the mine collapses. The miners, those who live at the foot of the mountain, countless lives would be lost. There's no time. What can we do? Painter, my friend. Damn it. Damn it all. Tremors have stopped. Tainer, pray forgive me. I promise you this, as long as I walk this earth, I shall never, never give up hope. Very similar to another character that I know of from Chrono Trigger, for those who are aware. In appearance-wise, somehow. Stone was yours to do with as you pleased, and still you chose the fate of many over that of your friend. In return for your sacrifice, I would make you an offer. Come with us, and let us join you in your search for means to save your comrade. The life of an adventurer isn't an easy one, but I dare say you strike me as a sort who might just enjoy it. What say you? We'll travel the realm together and lend our strength to whatever unfortunate souls we encounter along the way. And who knows, before you know it, we might just stumble upon a way to rescue your Tainer. I would very like that very much. Not sure what that expression is supposed to mean. Tainer, forgive me. I may have failed you today, but mark my words, for as long as I walk this land, I will not abandon hope. I will find a way to bring you back to us. But today I find myself in the company of new companions, and for now I must lend them my strength, just as they lend theirs to me. That was a long vision. Ard, are you alright? Worry not. Phronesis is long gone. I launched a few arrows in its direction while it was distracted by Taner's spell, and it just stole away. Anyhow, I'm just glad you're awake and on your feet again. Come now, let's hurry back to Mordsuk before the bastard has a change of heart and comes back to us. If only the kid knew. Eh. Stingle was longer than I recall. Or maybe Giad just isn't very talkative. In theory, you're actually supposed to do those as they come up, not in one go. But it's simpler to record that way. Could it be that Neilbert came back for me? You really gave us a scare back there, clutching your head in pain with a deadly sin eater in plain sight. Let me guess, you had another one of your visions, didn't you? Something like that. White takes me. So that's how Neilbert and Ardbert met up. Just goes to show you that in times of crisis, even the bitterest of rivals can turn fast friends. Now let's see if I have this straight. Neilbert made it his life missions to save Taner here. Knowing that his own energies wouldn't suffice, he went in search of a relic that would afford him the etheric power needed to reach beyond this world. And deep in the mines that day he found it. Yet in the end, he decided to sacrifice the stone, and his own cause, to save the lives of the countless innocents who called the mountain home. And so did he take his first steps down the path of a hero, a warrior of light. But that's why he came back to this place, why he still summons the Hollows as he did so many years ago. Aye, there can be no doubting it. Even now that he's become a Sin Eater, bereft of memory, reason, and any sense of his own actions, the ghastly shell of what once was Neilbert still haunts the wasteland, searching for a way to bring back his old friend. I only knew him as a child, and the whole idea of Sin Eaters and Warriors of Light, it was all so new to me. Even as the pieces came together, I could not truly believe that Neilbert and this Phronesis were one and the same. But when our gazers first met, standing out there in the wastes, in an instant, I knew it without question. This was my friend, a friend who had been searching for me for all these years. At last, I know what I must do. I must stop Phronesis, that my dear friend may finally find peace. Together, we can do this. My voice is starting to die out. Hopefully there isn't so long left of this. Thank you, my friends. In the battle, I was able to push Phronesis' Hollow away from Serig, if only for a short distance. With more training, I'm certain I can learn to close them up entirely. After all, we've already seen from you. I've no reason to doubt you. If you're game, so are we. Finally, some cause for hope, eh? But still, we must exercise caution. The last time the boy worked his magic, our foe showed up faster than he can save Phronesis. While this might be simple coincidence, the likelihood is high that the casting of the spell itself summoned the Sin Eater to us. You'd best avoid casting any similar incantations until we're prepared for the final confrontation. I want you to stay close for now. Devote yourself to your studies. And hone your skills to whatever degree you can in the safety of the village. In the meantime, Hard and I will redouble our training efforts as well. Should we succeed in finding a way to counteract the Hollows, it will come down to our firepower versus our foes. We must be at full strength for the battle, lest we allow victory to slip between our fingers. And I figure the next one is gonna be the last. Let's do this. I was just talking with Serig when I had the thought, if Neilbert's regrets truly live on inside Phronesis, might I not be able to reach him somehow, to convince him to leave us in peace? The words had barely left my mouth when he shot me a glare that pierced me like a dagger. Expect reason or mercy from a Sin-Eater, and it will be the death of you, he said. Though it may have the form of a man, its mind is that of a beast that lives only to feed on our flesh. It would seem I was a bit too idealistic. Clearly, I still have much to learn about this world. Tainer's Training Day. Serig is concerned about the progress of Tainer's training. That look in your eyes. Yes, I can see that you gained much strength since we last met. You'll be pleased to hear that Tainer has managed to make steady progress in his training as well. The boy believes he has regained much of the knowledge and skill he possessed before getting sucked into that pocket of time and space. An admirable feat, considering it was not long ago that he could scarcely remember his own name. And yet, there is one aspect of his training that has yet to be addressed. Put simply, the boy lacks experience in battle. To work the magic necessary to seal up the Hollows, I must maintain perfect focus and clarity of mind. If the battle with Phronesis is my first, I fear my concentration will be disrupted all too easily. And so I thought I'd take the boy out into the wilds, that he might acclimate himself to the battlefield, and further hone his command of magics in the process. And yet, we must keep a wide berth of our rank. Were we to encounter Phronesis before we are fully prepared, the results could be disastrous. And so I propose that we go on an excursion of sorts. Would you be willing to accompany us? I believe there is much the boy could learn from your example. Alright. Excellent, then let's make for Lakeland. The beast of the forest of the Lost Shepherd should provide a fair challenge for the lad. Or for a level 70 character, anyway. 78, actually. But where exactly is this? Just outside Fort Job and the Crystarium. Perfect. Fort Job. Really use a drink. That's better. Come on, doggy, we've got work to do. One of these days, I'd hope that we'll get an MMO where you fly into a tree, you get knocked back. I'd like that. Or at least, you know, your mount gets injured and moves slower. Well then. There they are. Oh, he even changed. Wonderful. Got this stable center thing going. This outfit was a gift from Serig. Do you think it suits me? Let's say it does. Ah, there she is. Now, shall we get down to... something the matter? How do you like my new clothes, Hard? Not only are they stylish, why, I can just feel the power welling up from deep within me. Your present from Serig, isn't he the best? It was a simple investment, nothing more. We must seize every possible advantage if we hope to triumph over our foe. But enough idle chit-chat. We have work to do. Hard, I would ask you to begin by setting an example for the boy, showing him precisely how you conduct yourself in battle. We can't very well just toss him to the Wolverines all on his own, now can we? Why don't you get out there and hunt one down for us? Tainer, watch carefully and let Hard show you how it's done. Which would be pointless if we were somehow a red mage or something. How is he supposed to learn stuff if we use other skills? Or perhaps we're just that good. Right, kid? That is what not to do. Man, why not? Dead. That was incredible! The sheer destructive power of your spells, the way you seamlessly weave one incantation after the next, everything! But tell me, what would you say is the most important thing a mage should keep in mind when doing battle with a fearsome foe? Casting your spells in the proper sequence is the key. That is indeed the case as a Black Mage. Ah, but of course! Thank you, Hard. I will endeavor to put everything I've learned from you into practice. Well, here goes nothing. Drat, where do I... No, that's not... Curses. Just stay still so I can hit you already. Steady now. Don't let the enemy fluster you. Keep your focus. Right, focus. You're a feisty one, aren't you? Ow, that's smart. Yeah, I've seen enough of this. Got beaten up by Wolverine. Thing is big. It's as big as a bear, really. It was a little much for a child. Forgive me, friend. I was beginning to fear for the boy's dignity, if not his life. Oh dear. That didn't go nearly as well as I hoped. Don't get so down on yourself, lad. I shouldn't have jumped in the way I did. I dare say you were starting to get the hang of it there at the end. Let's pretend you did. I thought it would be a simple enough task to follow Hard's lead, but when that savage creature stared me down, I was too flustered to put what I learned into practice. Indeed, it is not the strength of your magics that is the issue. You must learn to compose yourself. What did you think, Hard? Are there any other words of wisdom you might offer me? Believe in yourself, and all will be fine. Thank you. I'm sure you're right. I can't allow my foe to break my concentration like this. Anyhow, oh, let me try once more. This time will go better. I promise you. Come on, boy. Well, the fact that it isn't attacking is actually helpful. Yes, the boy will be fine. I must stay my hand. Don't you usually hear these kinds of sound effects outside of a Hildebrand questline? I did it! The battle is won! Here's one thing though, don't whack monsters with your staff, that's a bad idea. Now, that's how you wallop a Wolverine. Well done, lad. I'm proud I could be here for your first victory. You're far too kind. I couldn't have done it without you and Hard here to show me the way. You have my thanks. But don't let up now, boy. You must keep battling until all you've learned becomes second nature. Now, are you ready? Usually the next step would be to set up a friendly sparring match where you completely destroy him. The boy fights with awareness and composure. I do believe he's earned himself a respite. And some more worthy opponents next time around. That was rather more difficult than I expected. And yet thanks to you and Serig, I feel like I can hold my own on the battlefield now. I'd have to agree. The way you made short work of that last critter, I'd say it's time to find you a more worthy foe. Let us return to Mortsuk and plot our next course of action. And that we will. Alrighty. I must say, that training session was most exhilarating. There's nothing quite like the feeling of vanquishing fearsome foes and gaining confidence with every thrilling victory. That's what we call experience, kid. You've proven the perfect mentor for the boy, Hard. Hell, I dare say old Serig here could learn a thing or two from you. We've taught him not only how to wield his spells in battle, but how to maintain his focus in the face of danger. With those fundamentals under his belt, it is just a matter of time and practice until he's ready to face Phronesis. I promise you, my friends, I will not let you down. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd best go and write down all I've learned today while it's fresh in my memory. Such passion and determination. This must be the boy he always was, before his time beyond the rift stole from him his memories and his spirit. He devotes himself to his training that he might help us fell Phronesis and bring his friend a measure of salvation. There is no telling what course the battle will take, but I suspect the boy will be forced to confront his past head-on. It will not be easy for him, and yet I believe it is a necessary step for him in order to forge himself a new future. For Tainer's sake, and for the sake of those who call Amureng home, we must triumph in this battle. Not to mention for the sake of our coin purses, eh? At any rate, I will leave you to your training and return to my own. The final confrontation is close at hand, so we must be ready. That's one fancy dress. Huh. Serig worries for Tainer, who has been acting strangely of late. Well, look who's back, and looking more imposing than ever, I might add. You'll be pleased to know that Tainer's command of the Fizz magics has advanced by leaps and bounds since you left. Says he's finally convinced he can hold his own against Phronesis. Truth be told, I worry about the boy. As devoted as he is to his training, I can't help but notice a sad, uneasy look in his eyes from time to time. He insists nothing, of course, but I remain unconvinced. As a fellow mage, perhaps you could succeed in reaching out to him where I failed. He should be around here somewhere. Go and find him, and see if you can't offer him a few words of support, won't you? Very well. Hey there. Tell Big Sister what's wrong. Oh, hello there, Hard. Is there something I can do for you? Serig was worried about me, you say? That is, kind of him. I assure you, I'm completely fine. Or not. I owe so much to the both of you. You brought me back from beyond the rift, took me under your wing, trained me and comforted me, to the point that my memories and my magic have both returned. I am finally ready to face my old friend in battle, and it is all because of you. And yet, there is fear growing inside me, a fear that threatens to consume me. In my studies, I have learned much about the Sin Eaters. I learned how those who falls to the most powerful Sin Eaters, like Phronesis, become Sin Eaters themselves, doomed to live out their days as mindless, unholy abominations. If I were to lose my focus in battle, and you or Serig suffered the same fate as Neilbert, the only 3 friends I have known in this world, if I lost you all, how could I ever live with myself again? This thought, it shakes me to my very core. If you would falter, we will be there for you. You're right. I mustn't forget that I have 2 strong friends by my side to help me shoulder the burden. Thank you, friend. The task is a daunting one, but I will trust in myself, and in the strong and gentle friends who stand by my side. Get going now, kid. Nothing would make me happier than to help Neilbert find peace, but that is not the only reason I fight this battle. I must repay you and Serig for all you have given me. Not only did the 2 of you bring me back to this world, you have instilled me with a newfound sense of purpose, and yet when the battle is done, you will leave this place. You will embark on new adventures with new companions. Worry not, I will not hold you back or stand in your way. That is another reason I must fight this battle. I must prove to you, to all 3 of my friends, that I am strong enough to get by on my own. Be strong, Tainer. You can do this. Sorry. Perhaps I got a little carried away there. In any event, we should go tell Serig that I'm ready. Alright, let's do this. Asked Serig what he intends to do after the battle is over, but he just scowled and told me to focus on the task at hand. Do you think he's feeling sad about us splitting up too? Don't tell him I said this, of course. Yeah, he's having daddy issues. You're finally back, I see. I was starting to get worried. I trust this means you're ready to do battle with Phronesis. I am. Let us put an end to this nightmare and set Neilbert and the people of this land free. That's the spirit. Alright. The plan is to lure Phronesis to us by the same method as last time. We'll venture to the central hills of Ember, a safe distance away from the city, and Tainer will summon forth a hollow. It should only be a matter of time before our quarry arrives. I believe our chances are best if we can lure Phronesis to a wide open space, where we'll have complete freedom to maneuver. The hills of Ember should suffice. If you're ready, let us away at once. Alrighty. Oh, other side completely, huh? This place is a little strange. I'm expecting a beast tribe to be there or something, because there's absolutely nothing at this tower. Rather, windmill. Yeah. What's that dude doing? Everybody gets one. I couldn't be more proud of how much Tainer has grown since we first met him. Why, he's like the son I never... Enough chit-chat, eh? We have a battle to fight. What are you, Canadian? Says the Canadian. I'm ready. Let us begin. Let's do this. This is a lot more involved than the Lamet quest, I feel like. Over there, it's him. Yes, I knew you would come. Well, I guess I won't be needing this anymore. Heh, nice try. Give it up, Neilbert. My spells are more than a match for your own. Beaten by a child. These are my friends, and I will not let you take them. Do you hear me, Neilbert? Your long nightmare, and ours, shall end this day. Alright, let's do this. Will be better for my field of vision. Let's do this. Leave the hollows to me and concentrate your attacks on your foe. You heard the boy. It's time to show this bastard what we've got. Be wary, friends. He means to summon a hollow. That's a lot of them. Wow. So that's the thing, huh? Sweet. Completely messed up my rotation, but no matter. I've done it! The hollow is sealed! Good work, boy. Now stand back and save your strength. Our foes got more tricks up their sleeve. Up his sleeve, no doubt. No. Damn it. Failed again. That's a problem with Black Mage. The rotation is rather complicated and needs to be done in a precise series, so you absolutely need to be prepared for the fact that you'll have to dodge. Surprised that this thing is instant. Oh, what's this now? Damn it all. Man, I'm a disgrace. More hollows. One right in front of me. Wonderful. Not a whole lot I can do with this. Ah, I see. We'll use the hollow to suck in those lightning balls. Interesting. Perfect. This range seems fine. Kinda scared of getting too close to the hollows, really. Okay, that's one. Come on, kid, don't let me down. Uh-oh. That would have been bad. Should probably have used between the ley lines, too. No, that wasn't foul. It's Xenoglossy. These kind of fights kind of make me wish I was a red mage. I'm starting to get the hang of it, at least. I like that spell. It slots in really easily. Please, I can blast him with triple cast. Hey there, hon. How you doing? Uh-oh. Like this. Uh-oh. Well, that didn't work. Shame. Usually when you're stuck ending up in Fire 1, that means you've totally failed at your objective. That's a lot of hollows. My. And he's done. Great. Whew. That crystal. There was one on the Klamath too that we used for something, right? How about that? Neilbert's Shade. Forgive me, Tainer. Far and wide did I travel with my companions, all the while searching for a way. any way at all, to bring you back to this world. And yet, in the end, it was all in vain. Though I treasured the adventures I had with Hardbert and the others, my choice that fateful day forever haunted me. What if I had run off with the stone and used its power to rescue you as I had always intended? What adventures might we have shared? I sunk into the depths of despair and felt myself a wretch for doing so. For by what right do I pity myself, when it was I who consigned you to far more cruel and tragic a fate? Whatever pain, whatever loss I knew is nothing compared to what you suffered, what you still suffer. Abandoned by your only friend, cast adrift in a cold dark void until the end of time. Yes, no doubt you are still out there beyond the rift, cursing my name to this very day. That's not true, Neilbert. I'm right here. And yet, even if you despise me with every fiber of your being, even still, I would give anything to see you just one last time. You could curse me, revile me, rain fists and magics down upon me. It would all be worth it, just for the chance to say, I am sorry. Courting. Stop it, Neilbert. Please, stop saying these things. Even after you had your mind, your heart, your very humanity ripped from you, still, for all these years, you kept searching for me. How could I ever hate my best friend? Aww. Don't you see, old friend? It was hard he who brought me back to this world, but it was you who guided her to me. You have suffered long enough, my friend. I can take care of myself now. You needn't worry about me no longer. So please, rest peacefully. And it's done. And I am attacked immediately by a debitage. How unfortunate. At least the Lalafell either died or went out on his own. Good. Call me crazy, but damned if the boy's words didn't actually get through to him. It's over at last. You don't need to explain it to me. I know that the Neilbert we saw was just a memory, a reflection from the crystal, that my friend truly passed years and years ago. And yet, even if those words will never reach Neilbert, simply saying them aloud gave me a measure of peace. I have no regrets today. But we should be getting back to town before any more sin-eaters take notice of us, yes? I'll say, after that battle I could use a rest, and I reckon Hard here could as well. Shall we head back to Mordsuk? That we shall. So, Mordsuk. Right here. One thing I'm wondering, are summoners still chain spamming Ruin? Those questions I have. We did what we had to do. I have no regrets. Well, if it isn't the woman of the hour, I'm happy to report that tales of our triumph have already spreading across town like wildfire. Word has it the merchants are so grateful that they intend to sweeten the bounty with a generous personal reward. My friends, I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, Neilbert has found peace, and I can finally close the book on this chapter of my past. Every day, I thank the gods for having brought us together. The feeling's mutual, lad. To be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect when you popped out of that hole, but it's been a pleasure having you at our side. So tell me, now that you've made peace with your past, what do you plan to do with your future? You and Hard have trained me well, and I'm quite confident that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Perhaps I will travel the land and see if I might use my abilities to help those in need. I didn't know any better. I think those were the words of someone twice your age. If that's truly your intention, then I have something of a plan. First, I'll need Hard here's permission. It's just a thought I had, but what say we give the lion's share of the bounty to Tainer here? I reckon he needs it more than we do, and besides, we couldn't have won the battle without him. But of course! You owe me one thing is actually rather amusing. I knew you'd feel the same. It's the least we can do to help the boy forge a path in the future for himself. My friends, I could never take advantage of your kindness like that. Think nothing of it. It's not easy for a boy your age to make his way in the world, and this is the least we can do. Think of it as a parting gift for you from your brother and sister in arms. Thank you, Serig. Thank you, Hard. As long as I live, I will never forget your generosity. Finally, I have one last proposal for you, if you're keen to hear it. There's this bounty hunter I know. He can hold his own with a bow, but he's always thought he could take on bigger marks if he had a skilled mage at his side. If you're looking for a partner, that is. Serig, you could not possibly mean. Of course I'm saying it. So what will it be? Yes, 1,000 times yes. Why, nothing could make me happier. Then I suppose that settles it. Welcome aboard, lad. I've got a feeling that this is only the beginning of a rewarding relationship. And on that note, I do believe my new partner and I are off to the Crystarium to find ourselves a new mark. If it's not too much to ask, why don't you join us there? I still owe you your share of the bounty, and I reckon it'd be a good place to say proper farewells. Let us head over there then. Oh. Another newly leveled Black Mage next to me. A Catman. Now off to the pendants. Hey there, boy. Path ahead will not be an easy one, but there is one thing I know. Where I once feared the future, now I welcome it. Ah, Hard. Glad you could join us. Tainer and I arrived just a short while ago ourselves. The boy's keen on starting his new life as a bounty hunter, to say the least. He's got no end of questions, that one. But there's only so much I can teach him. The rest he'll have to learn from experience. And so I intend to do what I can to show him the world and keep him safe. So don't worry about us. Between my bow and his magics, I reckon we'll be able to hold our own up there. That said, should we ever find ourselves on the trail of a particularly nasty foe, I hope you'd not be averse to lending us your strength once more. Yes, somehow I have a feeling it won't take another 100 years for your far paths to cross again. Until then, friend, stay sheltered in the shade. When it's done, what could I use? I've used a lot of determination. Oh, they're giving all of them. I've used a lot of determination on my White Mage's materials. For a boy his age, Tainer's got a good head on his shoulders. Why, he's already tightened our finances considerably, mostly by cutting back on my liquor budget. Is it true? Has the Warrior of Light returned? I cannot fathom the how or the why of it, but should he prove to be false, know that I am here to help if you need it. I wonder just how much those are going to be involved in the future. They were in patch 5.2, but beyond that, it was more of a cameo than anything. So there's one last thing I would like us to check, and to do that, we'll need to head over to the Undo Cups. I want us to know for sure whether we can actually get Black Mage level 80 equipment by doing this. And if that's not the case, well, I will have been proven a liar. Wouldn't be the first time. This little Halloween Harryman. I haven't paid much attention to the last events. I've missed Little Ladies Day, and I think there's the Easter event going on right now. You've got a nice bunny rabbit suit. Fairly cute. Oh, there's our pal Grenold. Let's see if he has something for us. Aha! Journey's End Gear. Magical DPS. Who would have thought? Well, that's neat. Let's see what this set looks like. So this, not this, and this. Ooh, that stuff is fancy. Let's put back the helmet on. Character, show display headgear. Oh, that's odd. I do like the staff though. And I'm afraid that's gonna be it for the time being. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you like what you're seeing, maybe subscribe or leave a comment on YouTube. And that was the Great Pumpkin. You all have a pleasant time now. Bye bye.